Hello, everyone. I'm Mark.
And I'm Rob.
And today we're going to talk about the WNBA AllStar voting and how the selection process takes place. Welcome to Mark and Rob's Sports Showdown, one of the hottest and best sports talk shows on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and hit the notification bell when you do.
Mm-hmm.
And Rob, guess what? The AllStar voting for the WNBA is very confusing. I just read how they do the final process, and I was flabbergasted in the voting because they said, okay, it's going to be 50% by the fans. This is similar to like the NFL, 25% by the media,
Okay.
and then 25% by the players, almost none of which are going to vote for Caitlin Clark.
No,
I don't know.
I think Diana and
maybe Diana Taurasi after she
and Brittany, they're going to
vote for her, maybe.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter because the players who are already on the Olympic team, they should vote for Caitlin Clark because it doesn't affect them. They're already automatically not playing the All-Stars because the Olympic team is playing the other All-Stars, like the secondary players. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't even affect them. So I think anybody that's already on the Olympic team would vote for Caitlin Clark because it won't affect their chance of making the team.
Right.
So how it works is, so that I broke down the voting for you. And then what happens is, and I'll read the exact thing that I got here. There was the voting after it takes place. And they haven't announced that, by the way. Caitlin Clark was second in the All-Star voting behind it's Asia Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
She was second, and I don't know if she ended up in first or not. I suspect she probably did, but who knows? And so what happens is the All-Star team plays the Olympic roster. And so anybody who didn't make the Olympic team is going to be on the All-Star team. The top 10 vote getters automatically will be named to the All-Star game, with those players not already on the U.S. Olympic roster assigned to Team WNBA. Okay, so that's going to be playing the Olympic team. The 12 NBA head coaches will then take the names of the next 36 highest vote getters and fill out the remaining spots on the 12-player All-Star squad. So, Rob, if you think about it, almost all the top vote getters will also be on the Olympic team.
Right.
So that only leaves a couple players left over, like Caitlin Clark and maybe Angel Reese. Probably everybody else is not going to be in there. So that's only like two players, maybe. Maybe it won't be Caitlin Clark because she won't get votes from the media and the players. And we already covered that. There's one Twitter media people who wouldn't even consider for the All-Star game or the Rookie of the Year. And she's a media voter on Twitter. Yeah. So, but the bottom line is it sounds like the coaches are basically selecting the All-Star team.
So people were telling me, the last time the video about the voting, they told me to vote. And so they would encourage me. So I voted. So does that mean that my vote that I just did doesn't even count now? It's up to the coaches?
Well, I think it does because if they're in the top 10, that'll get them in automatically without the coaches having to decide.
Okay.
So it'd be important for Caitlin Clark to get in the top 10 in the selection process.
But
if they're not, they could just keep her off if they wanted to. The coaches.
But it seems like the coaches are the ones who are determining who the All-Stars are. I thought it was fan voting and where you broke it down. How'd they get involved?
Well, kind of. You still have to be in the top 36 to be selected, but that's still that's a lot of people. 36 is only 144 people in the league.
I want my vote to count. That's what I'm getting riled up here about, Mark.
Rob's getting riled up. Look out, world.
I know. What about my vote?
People are saying you're not emotional enough, Rob. Good thing. We got him going. All right. Rob's upset. His vote's not counting. No, I think it will count for Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark because I think they'll be in the top 10. I think. So they're automatically getting with the coaches. But if you're not, let's say they're not in the top 10, they might not get in if the coaches don't like them.
Wow.
That's 11 coaches. Well, 12 coaches because I guess they're going to give Coach Sides a vote.
Do you think – I was going to say, do you think Coach Sides will vote for her?
I don't even know if she'll vote. She probably can figure out how to do it. She's so brain dead. This is too complicated. I don't know how to hit this button on the computer.
She's got the roster list. She's like, let's see, Teamy, Wallace.
She don't know. She's gonna vote. I know she's gonna vote for her. Wallace, Mitchell, and Wheeler, all her favorites. So maybe
Boston.
Boston.
That's not Boston. Yeah, that's not Boston.
Well, she doesn't play favorites with Boston, but I'm sure she likes her.
Yeah.
But Boston deserves the playing time she gets. The other three players, not necessarily.
Yeah,
Mitchell would, if she passed, she would deserve all the playing time she got. In fact, if she passed, I'd play her the whole freaking game.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Just like Clark. But anyways, so let us know what you think. I think it's bizarre that that's the case, that the coaches basically take over after, because they take out all the all-stars, so there's almost no one left. So they're basically selecting the team other than maybe a couple of top vote getters that were in the top 10.
Okay, and make sure that
maybe I misunderstood it, but that I just read it to you what it said, and that's the way I understand it.
And make sure, Mark, you make sure that my vote is counted. You make sure of that.
All right, let us know if you think it's unfair that Rob's vote doesn't count in this selection process. Rob, here's the thing, Rob. We can prevent this problem from happening next year. You know how? Well, the fans want it. They want Coach Sides fired. They want Coach Rob to coach the Fever next year. So next year you would get a vote. You'd get a big vote.
Nice.
Like you 1 out of 12. Oh, no, actually it'd be 1 out of 13. I think they're having an expansion team next year, right?
That's right, yeah.
They're going to add Golden State, and then in the next year they're going to add Toronto.
Toronto.
And so yesterday in the live show, someone asked how do they do the expansion team, and I looked it up, and it says, well, there's no real set rules. So how do you have I just read an article about it. It's like, really? Like you can save certain players, obviously. And then the procedure is kind of complicated, and it didn't seem there was set rule.
You have like a little dartboard. You just like, let's get it.
I don't know. That's what I'm telling you. I looked it up, and it said, is that exact rule? I hope they come up with one by next year.
Jeez.
Because I know how it is in the other, in the NFL. I know, of course, it probably changes every time, but that you can save a certain number of players, and then they're also involved in the regular draft, the new team, and they can take players off other teams, obviously, and then it affects all their contracts.
Wow, too bad. We got Golden State. They got Golden State. Too bad D.J. Watkins can't come out early.
That's a different concept, but yeah, there is a new player agreement coming up, I think, next year, and they could change whether or not you have to stay in for 4 years. But that's
another video to do.
Yeah, we talked about that in a previous video. Anyways, well, let us know what you think. Is that bizarre to you that the coaches kind of basically take over the voting?
Yeah.
Anyways, it's only because that's only 12 people. That's only 12 opinions instead of all those other people's opinions that kind of like thrown out the window.
Right.
The people who weren't in the top 10 all the way through 36. So anyways, let us know what you think down in the comments. Intelligent, non-insulting comments, please. And guess what?
I'll keep my thing there.
We're going for 2,000 subscribers, and we're getting close. So, but we need you, just like Uncle Sam. Hit the notification bell when you do. And if you like this video, hit the like button. And guess what, Rob? 2 big announcements. Our live show was so popular, we're expanding it to an hour, 6 to 8 every Monday, except for major holidays. And the 2 Mondays during the Olympics, we'll not be doing the Monday shows because we're going to do 14 straight shows, 2 to 5 in the afternoon, to cover the Olympics, because that's when it's prime time in Paris, and that's when all the marquee events are. So please join us for that, and you can you can contribute to our new studio if you want by contributing money to our super chats now on the live show and on all our videos. And we appreciate your support, and we'll see you in the next video.
Peace out.